Welcome back to the channel for another install video on our 22 WRX. This is going to be the first video of 3 in a short series we're going to be doing. We're going to be replacing all of the pulleys on the car. This is going to be the ultimate underdrive pulley set for this car. In my opinion, there isn't a better set of pulleys for this car. So let's go to the bench and I'll show you what we're installing today and what's going to be in our future videos. So we're over here at the bench. Started from left to right, that's going to be our install order. These two go together, but let's start over here. So this is our Fluidampr. This is going to be in our first video. We're going to get this installed today along with our crank hub. So the crank hub is from Perrin that you can see. The other 2 pulleys are from Perrin as well. This is probably like one of the most important pieces. Without this, you can't install this. So once we take the stock crank pulley off, you will see that like this is like connected to the pulley already. So Perrin has done their research, done some R&D, and have test fitted their previous generation pulleys with this hub adapter. So that's what I have here. This is a 2015 plus WRX Fluidampr. I will have a link in the description of where I purchased this as well. So this is going to be, it's a harmonic bouncer. So this is going to smooth out the harmonics in the engine. It's going to be almost instantly noticeable right when we turn the car on. I've ran these before on the EJ platform. I've ran it on my BRZ, on a stock motor and built motor. And it is a noticeable difference when you add these harmonic bouncers to the car. It is night and day difference of how smooth it drives. And then going on to these 2 over here that we'll be installing next will be the water pump pulley. So we'll go over how to install this, 3 bolts and our serpentine belt. And then we will have to remove the alternator and then just remove the pulley and put this on. So we're going to be starting off with these 2 in this video, our Fluidampr and our Perrin crank hub. So looking over on the car, there is our crank pulley right there. So to get to that, just to get our breaker bar on there, we do need to take off a few things like our snorkel, 2 little clips here, and I'll show you how to take our fan off, just a couple clips, and basically it's going to look like this, these 2 bolts. One there and then one over there. But let me get you guys set up. We'll get this taken off and I'll show you guys how to do this. All right, with our intake duct off, get my flashlight going. Good. All right, so we have 2 bolts, 1, 2 right there. And then down here we have, you see that connector all the way down here, that one, then 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3 connectors, 2 bolts. We should be able to take this out, then we'll have clear access to put our breaker bar on our crank pulley right there. So let me get you guys set up and let's get that done. All right, so we have our left fan out here. I did struggle a little bit. Let me get that little leaf. I did struggle a little bit on some of those clips, but just take your time. You can get them off. I ended up, so this clip down here has a little, like, it's one of those like pinch connectors and it clips on here. So I ended up pushing one side and I got this wiggled out, and then I was able to get this one unclipped. So that one just clipped right back on to where it goes. So to take this off, you like push down on that and it just wiggle it out. But I just clipped that back in, so when the fan goes in, the harness can just plug in there. Here's some of the clips here. I just have them like pushed over. I mean, they could go in front, but yeah, I just have them pushed over to the side. So I'm pretty sure this is a 22. I'll double check in just a second and I'll get my breaker bar. But to take this off, put the car in 6th gear if you got a manual trans, and obviously pull the e-brake. And so that's going to prevent the car from moving forward when you try to move this bolt. So let me get you guys set up. I'll show you what I'm going to do. Let me double check the size of this. I'm pretty sure it's a 22, but give me one sec. It is a 19. 19 goes right on. It's tight. All right, let me get my breaker bar and let's get this thing broken loose. All right, now that our crank bolt is loose, I can just spin it by hand now. So you don't want to remove the bolt yet. We want to get this belt taken off. So let's get this taken off here. Here we should get this cover off. So it's only one bolt to take this off, and this was just a push in. So 110 mil, this comes off. All right, to take the belt off, grab your 17, and there's a little dimple right there. So this is gonna go right on it. You guys set back. All right. Get it put on, push, and just pull it off. So just pull it off one little thing there and should just unravel from there. So we got the belt taken off. Let me get this bolt unscrewed. And there we have it. There's our crank bolt. So let's set this to the side and let's wiggle our crank pulley off. Here's our crank pulley. Let's get to the bench. So back at the bench, this is what I was talking about with how the crank pulley has this hub like integrated in it. So previous generations, they don't have it with it. So you're gonna need this adapter and it should just fit right in, just like that. Flush, looks exactly the same as that one now. So let's get this put in first. I'm gonna put a little bit of oil on it to make it slide in easier, and maybe a little bit on the back of this right here, just so nothing gets stuck. Before I forget, they do provide 2 O-rings. Make sure you put your O-ring in before you put your crank hub back on. So let's get this put on, and then we'll go to the fluid damper next. All right, I just got the crank hub in. It does take a bit of like maneuvering to get it put in because it's an exact fit. So it's machined perfectly. So there is literally no play, no nothing. What I should have done is remembered how the orientation of this pin came out, just so it would have been easier to know like how it goes in. But I was wiggling it around. Eventually I got it in and it was like sitting just out just a little bit. Just wiggled it a little bit more and I got to sit flush is how you want it. So I did remove my O-ring just so I didn't damage it when I put it in. So I'm going to get that O-ring put on right now and then we'll just slide the crank pulley back on. All right, so with the fluid damper resting on the crank hub, it is just sitting there. We have our crank bolt here. Fluid damper does give you instructions of how to reinstall this. You do want to apply a little bit of engine oil on it and then start threading it in. And then we'll go over those torque specs in just a sec. All right, with our crankshaft bolt put back in, or crank pulley bolt put back in, the first torque spec is 33 foot-pounds. So let's get that tightened up. All right, with the first torque spec done, the second one is 94. So when you do this one, you want it to go 45 degrees. So I'm going to put it on. So obviously 90 is up and down, well, up and side. So right in the middle would be 45. So it only has to go that much. If it doesn't go 45 degrees, they do recommend replacing that bolt. But this is a brand new car. We should have no issues with this. We're set to 94 foot-pounds. Let's get this thing tightened up. So, in case you guys wanted to see how the serpentine belt is routed, from the AC compressor, goes down to the water pump, wraps around our fluid damper, comes around our tensioner, then alternator, and back around. So, let's get this cover put back on and keep cranking away. And just like that, we are all buttoned up like nothing ever happened. We have our new fluid damper installed down there. So let's go in the car. We'll get a first start. You'll get my initial impressions as well. So let's get to that. All right, here we go. Let's check underneath. Make sure it's not wobbling or anything. Everything looks good. Car's warmed up a little bit. Just cleaned up the garage while it was warming up. So let's go on our first little drive around the block, and I'll give you my initial impressions of the fluid damper. When I first started it, really didn't notice anything, obviously. Maybe slight, probably placebo, but let's go for our first drive and we will see how we like it. So only 124 oil temp. That's the main temp you want to look at. Oil's going to heat up slower than our water temp. So once that gets up, we can do a little pull, but so far it feels very smooth, even just like first to second. But just like overall, like when it just revving it up, it just feels smoother. Like I feel like it was almost like a granular sound, like around like 3,000 or 4,000 RPMs, and I mean it's just like smooth. It's definitely an upgrade that I think all WRX owners should have. I mean it's like a little safety insurance policy on your rod bearing. So having the engine better balanced, or like basically perfectly balanced with this fluid damper, that's going to reduce wear on all of the engine components, because now there's less friction if it's balanced better. So this is definitely something that I'm happy I'm doing it early on in this engine's life cycle. Like it's only has 5,000 miles on this block, so really happy that I got this installed, because it's really going to make this engine last even longer. Alright, I got you guys reset up. I got this new mount for Christmas. I'm testing it out. It's actually really nice, but I just left one of the adjustments loose, so we should be good to go for our cruise back home. Oil temp's 160. By the time we get back on the road, we should be pretty good to do a little pull and see if we feel any difference once we're on watt. Falling out of my pocket. Away. We'll give some room for this car to go. Definitely feels smoother, 100%. Zero feedback knock, zero fine knock learn. I mean, the car definitely loves it. Usually I get with this OTS map, like it like bogging a little bit on the 1.2. Didn't pick up any knock or anything, so I mean, definitely worthwhile investment. This is going to help, like I said, everything in the engine lasts longer. We're going to get back to the garage and wrap this up. We're back at the garage from our first drive. Everything was smooth, everything ran good. The engine definitely feels happier, revs much smoother. This isn't a lightweight crank pulley. This actually weighs, I think, just like slightly more than the stock one, but the added like harmonics that it eliminates is 100% worth it. It's noticeable when you drive the car how much smoother it feels, and even the engine sounds. Like I said, when we were driving, I noticed like almost like a granular sound, like midway through the RPM range. I mean, it's just a smooth, everything feels smooth right now. So I will leave a link in the description below for both of these parts. Well, actually just the Fluidampr. Perrin actually doesn't sell this crank hub. I did message them and asked them if they could send me out one so I could try it, see if it would work on the 22 model, and of course it did. So if you do want this crank hub, just send Perrin an email. They can send it over to you. It was like $76 shipped, so it really wasn't that bad. The most expensive part was obviously the Fluidampr itself. I think they're around 400 bucks, but I'll have the Fluidampr linked in the description below. I did get it off Amazon through Jags. It was, I mean, it came here in like 2 days. It was great. So that's all I got for you guys on this one. Stay tuned for the next 2 videos for our Perrin water pump and alternator pulley installs. Until then, see you guys.